Hello and welcome to a new video. Today is Tuesday the 25th of October 2016. It's 1525th hour Central European time. This video will be about numbers. I made the video yesterday about Erasmus and whatnot, wherein I gave you the number 70 out of a million and 800 out of a million, and in this video I want to shed light on what that spells for Europe, the confederated Europe that exists and has been doing now for a while. Okay, I am, as you know by now, Wolfgang Trubshaw, Prime Minister of Finland and reshaper of Europe, and currently its administrator. That is why I have the right, and in fact the obligation, I think, to make this video, just so that all the countries in Europe will know the actual numbers of Faex Mundi and their willing executioners that in Europe we are talking about. Now, as a reminder to the idiots, this is Europe. The artwork you see here actually lists the number of votes for the 7+1 regions of the European Confederation. Ignore the numbers, they don't pertain to the numbers I'm going to talk about in this video, but here you just see color coded, and I did away with the individual country borders just to help identify more easily the regions. This is how Europe looks, and here we have the individual country borders in these regions. Now, there exists a document on my Mac which has been around for a while, namely a document called EK-Statistik, which is about financing the European Confederation actually, but because I have all the countries nicely listed up here and their population, and that's really what matters because we're going to do the 70 and 800 thing, I added these four columns here to this numbers document, and I figure I should save it there. And we're going to go through these countries one after the other. Now, let us start. These are ranked, actually, I think they're ranked by size, or actually I'm not perfectly sure what they're ranked by, be it by size or by the overall rank pertaining to the votes they get. It doesn't matter. Basically, it goes from the smaller to the larger countries, namely both not just territorially small, but also population-wise small. I set this all to a smaller font size because all in the small font size doesn't matter. What matters is the actual population of these countries. Now, San Marino, down here, let me make this a little larger. This here little thing, San Marino, part of, part of European Confederation domain mid, the gray one. This down here is San Marino. San Marino has a population of approximately 32,538 people, and 70 out of a million means that if you round this mathematically, you got, even in fucking San Marino, 2 core Faex Mundi. And moreover, even in fucking San Marino, 26 WE stands for willing executioners, right? These are the actual Faex Mundi people, and these are their willing executioners slash their infrastructure in whichever way, okay? Total, these are Faex Mundi, right? It's not that these are Faex Mundi. Note how here too it says Faex Mundi. The bloody willing executioners are also part of Faex Mundi. Now, I want to make it very clear, if we just, so there's all these countries. I will go through one after the other. Let's look at this down here. This is the sum total of the core Faex Mundi in Europe. 49,506. Now, I should point out two things about this. The first thing, the 70 out of a million is really an upper limit in this case. I know yesterday's videos was severely sabotaged. The 70 out of a million is the upper limit, but it is not an upper limit. It is not an upper limit that is science fiction. It is actually a very appropriate upper limit. You can safely assume that no country, none of these countries here has less than half of that. But no country has more than 70 out of a million either. So you can safely assume that if you were to take 3/4, which at 70 would result in something like 53. 53 in a million is the statistic average, the arithmetic mean, so to speak. Okay, but 70 is, to be on the safe side, the upper guess. If you add up all in Europe, you arrive at 49,506 core Faex Mundi, and if you were to do 3/4 thereof, because in some countries you might just have 50% of that 70, but in other countries you might have the full 100% of that 70, and it basically arithmetically arrives at about 3/4, 75% of those 70, or 53 if you will, and that means that these here numbers are the statistically more realistic numbers. This here is the worst case, so to speak, if every single country were to have the max of Faex Mundi, but that is not the case, I can assure you that. Nonetheless, I think it's a very interesting number to work with. Also, this column here in red is actually based on these numbers rather than this number. But I'll get to that a little later. So that was the first thing I wanted to explain, retouching on yesterday what 70 out of a million and 800 out of a million means. Now, if you look at this number, there are some people out there who might say, are you seriously suggesting that there's 49,000 people in all of Europe who want to end the world or something? No, I'm not seriously suggesting that there's 49,500 Faex Mundi who want to end the world. This is all kinds of interest groups. All kinds of interest groups. There are interest groups that really don't have a vintage or at all a political interest, if you want to call it that. There are interest groups who say, well, but look here, we just use these technologies because we want to make the people buy our glorious Germanic products. We don't put no crazy shit about gods or aliens into their heads. You must understand it is just a marketing vehicle. No, I don't understand, because I am the prime protector of mankind and you utilize inhumane technologies for your shit. Okay? You go and fuck the minds/bodies of people out there, and that is inhumane, and that makes you inhumane, and that makes you fucking Faex Mundi. Other words, you have interest groups who say, oh, look here, mate, I mean, all we do is make Manu lose a few matches. I mean, seriously, that cannot be inhumane, can it? Well, if you were to make that happen by bribing a lot of people, no, it would merely be criminal doing. However, you go and fuck minds and bodies of players and coaches and their decision making and referees maybe and whatnot. And at that point, you utilize the inhumane technologies. I don't care if some, mind you, Faex Mundi out there at the end of the day would argue, even after a bit of torture, that they just did it to get richer. I don't care. There is countless ways to get richer, be it by working or by crime. And as I've established in another recent videos, using inhumane technology has nothing to do with working and has nothing to do with crime. It is something completely different. It is being inhuman. And for that, you will be put down. So, don't get us wrong. I'm not saying there's 49,500 people in Europe who believe in aliens or want Jesus to return and what. I mean, Faex Mundi, there's probably way more than 49,000 people in Europe who are crazy like that, but I mean Faex Mundi, okay? Active, knowing users of inhumane technologies. This is all interest groups, whatever their background. And see, a lot of these interest groups, these lesser important minor interest groups with the more banal motives, one might say, have deliberately been given inhumane technologies because those who gave it to them knew that they would go and spread this shit around and make sure that it reaches each and every way. So that if anybody ever wants to utilize, say for instance, if there's just somebody who wants to fuck up Man, and I am not giving a rat's ass about Man United, I just used them as an example. If somebody wants to, if some IG just wants to fuck Man United into making money, fine, but the fact is they have established inhumane technologies accessing the Man United cater. The next thing you know is it is very easy for some lorchies to have the fucking captain of Man United say how he bloody loves Jesus. Do you understand? Do you understand how countless of you interest groups out there of Faex Mundi might think that, oh, you're just doing what you might actually consider sane things with it? I would argue on that definition. As I've established, every last motherfucking one of you is absane, or some trans-absane. Not one of you is sane, right? I don't care, because you are being idiots. You are allowing yourself to be utilized. You are allowing to establish infrastructure, yet more further-reaching infrastructure of instrument technologies that allows those people really in the know about the functionality of these technologies to reach each and every road that you pave for them, so to speak. And that puts you in this category. So, to the numbers. Now, San Marino has, no shit, 2. Even San Marino, I want you to, chances are, if you're fucking American, you'll go, what is San Marino? Fucking San Marino has, I shit you not, 2 Faex Mundi. They have at the very least 1 Faex Mundi, core Faex Mundi. And they have more than just a few actual willing executioners, even in little San Marino. No shit. This is an interesting one. So, once more, this is the upper limit. This is strictly 70 out of a million. As I've established, in some countries it might be as low as just half that many. Nowhere is it lower than that. Certainly not in Europe. Maybe somewhere in Africa, in Bongo land, it is lower than 50%, but certainly not anywhere on Europe is it lower than 50%, which means there is at the very least 35 out of a million in every single fucking place in Europe. Okay? Some places it's as little as 50%. In others it might be going up to the full 70 almost. It ballpark lies at around, what was that, 53. This here, if you look at the formula here, this is 1/7. FLD means Phylant. That is the 3-letter acronym for Phylant. Core Doom, I chose to be a little pathetic here and call it Doom. What that means is Phylant will, and I say this as the Prime Minister of Phylant and the reshaper and administrator of Europe, Phylant will demand extradition of so many Faex Mundi for the simple reason that we put them down in Phylant. Okay? Now, mathematics has it that if you round it, oddly enough, San Marino is the only country where we will not get a Faex Mundi extradited from. But already starting with Andorra, we will get 1 Faex Mundi individual extradited from. And the numbers go up accordingly. In total, we will get 7,000, a little over that, extradited from all countries out there. Okay? Now, so that is 1/7 of that. And these are the other 6/7, all of these countries in this process of liberation of mankind will have to hunt down and beat to a fucking pulp and make dead themselves. But we as Phylant demand that 1/7, every 7th of your filthicals is extradited to us, that we put them down. To let the entire outside of Europe world know that if they wonder if they can trust Europe, they have at the very least Phylant that they can trust. And thus they will be able to trust, let me go back to this here, and thus they will be able to trust the regional domain MIT, and thus, being in its heart, they will be able to trust Europe again. Very important politically, and also from a human point of view. So the numbers for for San Marino are 2, I will not mention the red now. San Marino, wee little here, 2 core, 26 willing executioners. The next country is Andorra, wee little here, 5 Faex Mundi core, 62 willing executioners. The next country is Malta, which is not on the map, it's somewhere down there, sorry for that. Malta, 29, this is kind of like the Eurovision Song Contest, I'm aware of that. I find that oddly funny. Malta, 29 Faex Mundi core, 29. Would you believe that? On fucking Malta, 29 core Faex Mundi and 333 fucking willing executioners. On fucking Malta. Do you understand the scale of inhumane technologies? And do you thus see how I don't care if you don't want to bring Jesus back via Mars or shit like that, if you utilize inhumane technologies to mind fuck and enslave people for whichever fucking end, mankind will sort you out. And these are your numbers. I am absolutely aware that every last motherfucking one of you out there laughs at these numbers and says, oh please, there is not 49,000 or 37,000 in Europe of our glorious super secret society of blah, insert shit here. That is because all of you IGs, be it by sheer ignorance and or paired with arrogance, or very, very often the case by routines placed in your fucking heads by the people who allowed you to get these technologies, made sure that you believe that shit, that you are such an exclusive little circle, and that these technologies are very recent developments, when they've been around since the day of fucking 16th Duke of fucking Norfolk. These are the numbers. Liechtenstein, here, 29 core Faex Mundi, 330 willing executioners. Montenegro, this is so grotesque. It's just attempts to sabotage again. Montenegro, 49, 563. New Monaco, being here, this got parts from France and Imperia from Italy, and also the northern part of Sardinia. No, not Sardinia, sorry, of Corsica, of course, not Sardinia. They are fucking live with my geography. This is New Monaco. In New Monaco, 104 core Faex Mundi, and this is a place where you will really pretty much arrive at the perfect 100% of that, okay? Just because it attracts people, of course, being Monaco. And 1,183 willing executioners. Großbrabant, which is what is remaining of Belgium, this shit little fuckicle here, Großbrabant, and yeah, that was an official diplomatic statement by the foreign minister also of Holland, namely me. The Prime Minister is Foreign Minister, Finance Minister, and Defense Minister. And I hereby officially say that that's what is the best way to call it, namely, what was that, fuckicle? Something like that, Großbrabant. That which remains of Belgium, because mankind is too much mankind to fucking excavate the entire bloody area and everything on it. Luxembourg, here, 165, 1,887. Albania, down here, 204 core Faex Mundi, 2,337 willing executioners. Estonia, here, which is part of European domain north, not northeast, it's actually north, it's called green, has 92 core Faex Mundi, 1,050 willing executioners. Normandy, this is so bothersome. Normandy here, one of the follow-up countries along the English Channel. Normandy, 266 and 3,036. Moldavia, here, 267, 3,048. Latvia, here, no, sorry, here, this is where Latvia is, 140 and 1,598. Pas du Nord, here, this is Pas du Nord, 405, 4,628. Bosnia and Herzegovina, here, 271 and 3,097. Iceland, beautiful Iceland, 23, no shit, Iceland, okay, 23, 261. This was actually Lithuania. No, this is Lithuania. That was Latvia. That's fine. This is Lithuania, and they're sitting on my. They're currently fucking both my geography. They are trying name switching routines. They are utilizing the premature pooling effect that I've explained, how the paramount syndrome, as I explained it, and they're, well, anyway, this is Lithuania being here. 205. 2,338. Croatia down here. 300. Straight number 300. 3,428. Britannia, which got a little expanded down here southwards, then classic Britannia. 385. And yeah, that's going to be an own country if you missed a few videos. In fact, it is, because all of the world, and especially all of Europe, accepted my reordering, as also documented and in detail explained in one of my past videos. 4,405. New Wales being here. 458. 5,234. Duatera being down here. Sicily, not Sicily, Sardinia, not Sicily, Sardinia, and this region here, 581, 6,638, and this is also a place where you bet your ass that, not so much the Sardinia part, but on the mainland, that this is pretty much going to be the number. That's not going to be a 50% country here. Ireland, now fully united, the entire island. 448, 5,119. New Scotland up here, green, right? This is pretty much the same case as here. This is green. This is not belonging to the same European Confederation domain as New England and New Wales. Has 436 Faex Mundi core, 4,982 willing executioners. Bulgaria, down here, 441 and 5,040. Switzerland, what a pathetic little shit country that is. That is going to change, I assure you, because as Thailand, we will see to it that especially the European Confederation domain middle will be cleansed as cleansed can, and that does include Switzerland. 679, 7,760. Greece, which you have down here, 557, 6,370. Serbia, which you have here, 624 Faex Mundi core and 7,136 willing executioners. This is unfortunately some of these places down here have, as I also established and explained in length in past emails, Verlautbarungs emails, and also in some video here and there, especially the Eastern Orthodox churches are horrendously utilized for inhumane technology purposes, and also spreading it through the populace, so to speak. Denmark, 716 and 8,179. Denmark is up here, got some parts of what used to be the northern parts of former Germany, so Denmark is a little larger than it used to be. The Netherlands, here, got parts of Belgium, 1,536 Faex Mundi core, 17,559 willing executioners. Norway, 361, 4,125. Finland, here, 383, 4,380. Portugal, there was a bit of ridicule in the news about 2-3 weeks ago pertaining to Portugal. I decided to ignore it and not bring it up. Portugal, but I just mentioned here so that, yes, Faex Mundi, I do note your ridicule. Just the other day, in fact, not pertaining to Portugal, there was tons of ridicule on CNN, what with, well, that's not the topic of this video. I do get your ridicule. I don't find it entertaining. I don't even find it bothersome. You're just being obscene idiots, basically. And, yeah, I'm sure, you know, I guess even Faex Mundi needs something to do the whole day long, so it's a pity that with all your so-called power and control over mankind, what you do to spend time is to come up with shit for the news. That is pretty pathetic, actually, but so be it. So Portugal 711, 8,127. Padania, under inverted comma, that is just a suggested name. It's not my suggestion. They had that name kicked around for years and years prior. I actually like it. I do point that out, but if they want to call their country something else, so be it. Padania is up here. Also part of the European Confederation domain MIT, which means that, like Switzerland, I assure you this will be thoroughly cleansed of Faex Mundi. Padania has 1,575 Faex Mundi core and 18,003 willing executioners. Belarus, here, 664, 7,585. The new country of Macedonia and Thracia, which is this one down here. I also made a video explaining how all of these new countries get their territories and from what previous countries and whatnot, so go look up the videos. Macedonia and Thracia, 1,116 and 12,749. Iceland, here, 1,170, 13,377. Likewise, thoroughly going to be cleansed. Sweden, 676, 7,727. Sweden. Rhineland, one of the successor countries to what used to be Germany. This here is Rhineland. 2,534 and 28,964. Romania, 1,396, 15,954. Romania. New Italy, 1,814 and 20,731. New Italy is this here, including Sicily. So this part is Duatella, this part is Padania, but what remains of the former Italy is actually New Italy, or just Italy, whatever. New is in brackets. New England, this here, having lost some of what formerly was called England to New Wales and New Scotland. So New England, 3,411, and you also bet your ass that this is one of the 100% countries, and 38,983 willing executioners. And this is actually, I don't want to go into the reasons for this, but when it comes to especially the willing executioners, I would not be surprised if of all of the countries in this here column, this is actually the most accurate numbers. The amount of infrastructure that Faex Mundi must have established, all manners of interest groups that Faex Mundi must have established in England specifically, is staggering, and this is pretty much what it's going to be. New Poland here, 1,746, 19,949. New Poland is a place where the former Roman Catholic Church has been utilized a whole lot, even more than in other places. I mean, it's been utilized all over the fucking continent, but especially in Poland it has been utilized horrendously so. New Germany, this part here, this green one, this is New Germany. So Rhineland is something else and Iceland is something else. This is New Germany. 1,896, also a good candidate for 100% here, and 21,665. France, 2,992, France. 2,992 Faex Mundi core, 34,189 willing executioners. Ukraine, 2,960 and 33,833. Estonia, there was also quite a bit of ridicule over the last couple of days during the torture sessions pertaining to Estonia. I don't want to go into that either. 3,183 with 36,382 willing executioners. Freiland, actually. Freiland is this here. My country, so to speak, that I'm Prime Minister of. It doesn't belong to me, but it is my home country. 3,738 and 42,719. And here it says does not apply, not because we'll let a seventh get away or something, just because, you know, we're not gonna need to extradite from ourselves, so to speak. So this does not apply, this category. And finally, the European part of Russia, European Russia, 7,583. Yes, Ruski, 7,583 on the European part of Russia alone. I fuck you now. Not a candidate for 100% country. Still, it is a staggering number. Believe me. It might actually be, of all these individual countries, I mean, a little surprising because of that population. I mean, it's more than twice the size of Thailand, even, being the one with the highest population of all the actual fully European countries. So it comes as no surprise statistically, but still, there is a lot of Faex Mundi over in Russia, just for completeness sake. And 86,658. And at this point, here is actually, Russia is a funny country because I could imagine that the ratio between this and this is actually lowest in Russia, in the sense that the Faex Mundi in Russia utilize, by comparison to all the other countries, the least amount of willing executioners. But even that number will be substantial, of course. And that brings you in total to 49,500 for all you see here. All of Europe, the European Confederation, which once more, for those who didn't get the memo, the mail actually, and my video, this is the flag of the European Confederation. There is a video explaining it. Go watch it if you don't know it. This is the flag of Thailand. It says actually Europe for Ireland. Okay? 49,506 in all of Europe. 565,000 willing executioners. Over 500,000, right? Approximating 1 million realistically, statistically, and 37,000 realistically, statistically in all of Europe. That is the numbers of Faex Mundi in humans that mankind will get rid of. And that is this video. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day, and go, please. Fuck. No, let me put it differently. No, let me not put it at all. Have a nice day.